All right. So this is just a binder of your estate planning portfolio. It looks really nice and shiny. You get it done, you go home, you put it on the shelf, pat each other in the back, give each other high five, say, we did it, we're done with our trust. But what do you think is going to happen? You go on with your life for the next 20, 30 years, however long. You think that when you become mentally disabled or when you die, that it's suddenly going to sprout arms and legs and run around and update itself for all the things that have happened in your life and your finances and the law. It's just a funny picture to hopefully hit home with this concept of, a trust. It, there's a saying that a trust is a living, breathing document. The trust itself is not a living, breathing document. It is meant to be updated, but it is not automatically updating. Nothing is automatically updating. Okay. So we do have, and we've offered legal services and online maintenance or annual maintenance program, education program. I've offered this from the first year that I started my practice back in 2000, late 2007, actually late 2006, early 2007. And what's included in that is an annual plan review, a summary of changes in the law, an update for changes in your family, annual confirmation of your trust assets. And then you get once every 4 years. So you do have to be enrolled in our maintenance program for 4 consecutive years. But on the fourth year, you get a completely restated trust and ancillary documents. Okay. So included in that are phone calls with attorney, ongoing funding assistant, annual, it's called DocuBank enrollment or what's called legal directors enrollment, which I'll talk to you about a little bit more, and ongoing educational workshops and controlled trust administration costs. So legal directive is just the electronic storage and access to your healthcare directives, your emergency access card, and your healthcare directives can be faxed to your primary care doctor. This is something, it is a program that for our initial estate planning clients, we will enroll you in that. We'll include that in your plan with us, and thereafter you do have the opportunity to renew your subscription through legal directors of the company directly to them if you find that that is a service that you would like to have. So Kid Security Planner, this is a plan that we put together for those of you with minor children. If you imagine maybe one day the two of you go out to dinner, you finally get a babysitter, and on the way home from dinner, you get in an accident. The first responders, so the, uh, the, the paramedics and the police arrive at the scene. They look at your driver's license, so they go to the house to let somebody know there that you've been in an accident, and the 16-year-old babysitter opens the door, and you've got your two young kids there. At that point, if there's no documentation in place, the kids will be taken and be put with CPS if you can't find relatives at that point or people that you've assigned and given authority to be able to take your kids. So through the Kid Security Planner, you can appoint or assign first responders, that's trusted friends, family, and neighbors who live close by, or babysitter to take temporary custody of your kids until the permanent guardians can be reached. So a good example, maybe your mom is the permanent guardian, but she lives in a different state. So maybe you have a trusted neighbor that you'd say, great, this neighbor, my child can stay with this neighbor until my mom can come from out of town. So included in that, we also have a consent for medical treatment of minors. If you aren't available, can't take your kids for medical treatment, we can provide you with consents for that. And this information is also stored on your legal directives program. Okay, so the last step is transferring to maximize your wealth. So what are all the costs of an estate plan? We're looking at designing the trust. That's what we call our design fee. We're looking at funding and updating the trust through our annual maintenance program, which is it's a fee that is annual. Again, your participation in that is not mandatory. It's totally voluntary, but it's a service that we provide. And there's also a cost to administering your trust once you've passed away. And that's something that actually, as far as these three parts of the cost of the estate plan, will be discussed with the estate planning attorney that you meet with during your initial interview. So thank you so much for taking the time to watch these videos. Feel free to review them, take whatever notes you have, and just come prepared to the initial interview with your personal questions or maybe just questions, clarifying questions you had from the video. And we will move on from there. Thank you very much, and we look forward to seeing you soon.